We may be in the midst of a pandemic. However, there's another issue that right across this country is impacting our families in a very, very serious way. I speak about domestic violence, and some of the stats: 1 woman a week is killed by their partner or former partner just in this country. 1 in 4 women have experienced physical violence from a partner or former partner. To talk more about this, we bring in Ashton Wood, who has set up a business called DV Safe Phone. Welcome, Ashton.
Thanks very much for having me, Matt. Appreciate it.
Can you tell us a little bit about why you set up DV Safe Phone?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Look, basically, with COVID-19 lockdown, we were here at home and thought we'll do a bit of a cleanup. We can't go anywhere, so we'll just clean the place up. And we filled a car full of goods to donate to charity, and packed the car up and left it like that overnight, and thought tomorrow morning we'll drop it off. And next morning, the government announced that all charity shops are shut. So we had a carload of stuff. We'd know where to take it. So I thought, well, someone's got to want this carload of things. So I rang someone who I'd met through a Chamber of Commerce up here on the Sunshine Coast, and her name's Janine, and she deals with domestic violence. And I rang her and said, Janine, is there somewhere I can take this stuff? I don't mind where I've got to go, just surely there's safe houses or something. And that's when Janine said to me, Ash, what we really need right now are mobile phones. And I said, mobile phones? What are you talking about? Why would you need mobile phones? And yeah, she said, Ash, that's the #1 thing to get smashed, broken, stolen from a victim. So it leaves them with no way to call for help. And that just really hit me. So I said to Janine, yeah, I've got a couple here in the drawer I'm happy to give. And that's when Janine said to me, well, Ash, those old phones of yours will most probably save a life.
Those 2 phones could potentially save 2 lives.
Yeah.
Now, Ashton, you've been doing this now for right on a month. At the start of the month, you had your 2 phones. In the space of 1 short month, how many phones are you up to?
323 phones have come in so far from
wow.
Yeah, a lot from the Sunshine Coast and also from other parts of Australia. People are posting them to us as well, which is really great. And so we're doing it as a pilot to start with at 300. That was the plan, just to see what sort of quality we were getting of the phones, any gotchas, was it going to work well? Were we able to get them out to people who need them? And so far, so good. So we're on track to do about 95 of those 300 will be fine to go out, and 50 have already gone out. So
they're already in the hands of some of these domestic violence victims?
Yeah, so we know for sure that around 30 are in the hands of domestic violence victims right now. The other 20 are at Red Rose, and they're getting them out to people who need them. So they know who really needs them the most, and we're leaving that up to Red Rose Foundation and people who are already in the industry to know who needs them the most.
That's great, and we'll let the viewers know quickly how they can also donate their phones. But I'm interested to know, Ashton, why were you so keen to personally be involved?
Look, I don't know. I think it's just who I am. If I see a need, I'll jump in and get involved. People know me. My background is around consumer advocacy, helping out consumers where they have issues in the previous, mostly with motor vehicles, and helping.
Well, they will know that, and we didn't sort of preface this beforehand, but a lot of people would know you because of your infamous, shall we say, interesting Jeep that you had all done up.
Yeah. So that's another example where I had a bad motor vehicle, a lot of problems, was just hitting brick walls everywhere, and I guess at the time they said, well, why don't you just unsell it or trade it in? And I went, I'm not passing my problem to someone else. So give me back my money, or give me a car that works, or I will publicly destroy this thing. So I'll make sure no one gets it. And look, they've come a long way. I must admit, that was 6 years ago now. And they've had a couple new CEOs since then, and I've probably helped around 1,500, 2,000 people with their car problems.
It's so great, and doing it for obviously the motor, industry is one thing, but doing it to help people that are, victims of domestic violence is an altogether different thing. And a great big pat on the back to you, mate. So if people they've got phones in their drawers, they're not being used, what's the easiest way to get them to you?
Easiest way, if you're on the Sunshine Coast, you can drop them to any King IT store. So King IT have come on. They're a phone repairer, at Maroochydore Plaza, Batinia, Calandra, Batinia, Stockland and Calandra, Stockland shopping centres. They're happy to take them on, and they're doing a review for us as well. They're putting their own time into it for free. If you're not on the coast, then we can receive them via post. So we can take them in that way as well. And yeah, we make sure that they've been erased properly and the phones function the way they should. We put a SIM card in, make test calls, basically ensure the phone is of good working quality.
And what about the old Nokias and things like that? Are they still useful for people?
Yeah, look, we are getting a few of those in. In fact, I've got one right there.
Looks like my phone, actually.
Look, they do work. The challenge we have, though, is the batteries. All phones, they don't last. Batteries are not designed to last 10 years in phones. So what that would mean is those sorts of phones, they may function okay, but we're going to need to source batteries, and that's a cost as well. Yeah, so we're all doing this for free. No one's getting paid for this. The costs, we're trying to obviously keep costs down. The costs we have at the moment, we're noticing, is for cables. A lot of people send phones in without charger cables.
The charger cables, I see.
Yeah, so we need to make sure we've got charger cables with these phones when they go out, so people who receive them can keep them charged up.
So you want those donations as well, then, I'm assuming, of the phone chargers?
Yeah, if people can include the charger with their phone, and I know that's not easy for some people with old phones, cables break. If they don't have them, that's fine. Send the phone without the cable. We'll source the cables. So that's
fantastic.
One of our at the moment. Yeah.
Ashton, I love what you're doing, mate. More power to you. The Facebook page is called DV Safe Phone, and as those details are on the screen there now, if you have an old phone, folks, reach out to Ashton, because it's definitely going to go into the hands of someone that certainly needs it. Ashton, to finish, what sort of car do you have these days, and is it doing better than the Jeep?
I drive a second-hand BMW, and it's been perfect.
Well done, mate. Thanks for your time.
Good on you. Thanks for your help.